Live from Austin, Texas, with host Rosie Newberry. Local trends, shopping, and more. This is Studio 512.
The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by Visit San Antonio. San Antonio, of course, is just a quick hop down I-35, and it is a great place to visit this season. Here to tell us what's new for spring in the Alamo City is Dee Dee Poteet, and it's been a minute since we've had her in studio, so we're happy to see her. Dee Dee, good morning.
Buenos dias. How are you doing, Rosie?
I'm doing really well, thank you. I'd like to ask about why now is a great time to travel, Dee Dee, and specifically why folks should choose San Antonio.
Oh, great question. Look at the weather, right? It's beautiful patio weather out there. It's also great spring getaway weather. So what is the perfect spring destination, San Antonio? What is right down the road? What is highly affordable with all the free attractions, the Alamo, the Missions, the Riverwalk you see here? And also, what is something new to see and do all the time? Well, San Antonio, of course.
All the bright colors, too. I think it's absolutely fabulous. And I always think about how it's also good for kids because you're getting, that Riverwalk, ton of fun, but you're also getting some good history while you're there.
You are the history, the culture, the nightlife for people of all ages, but families are super important to San Antonio. Our wonderful museums, we're seeing some here, but gosh, it is family fun. We are the theme park capital of Texas, and for very, very good reason. Just new, for example, at SeaWorld San Antonio is a brand new area called Rescue Junior. And Rescue Junior is a whole new section of the park that's kid-friendly, that really speaks to SeaWorld's animal rescue efforts, which are world-class and are all around the nation and are so significant. So new things in Rescue Junior are all that conservation animal rescue theme. For example, there's the Rescue Racer, where you're on this wonderful beach rescue racer. It's a 1,000-foot roller coaster that's fun for all kinds of kids. We love that.
Well, hang on. This is SeaWorld?
This is SeaWorld San Antonio.
Well, I've never been, so I'm learning that
It's
a bit of fun, too, as well, in addition to the animals, huh?
So much fun that you can do. But in addition to the animals, right, there's the Ocean Quest Coaster, Ocean Quest Express, and that is the train that goes through this entire new area. You saw a carousel there earlier. So lots of new to see and do in that particular area. And why not get an annual pass? Because you're going to be going back, just like you're going to be going back to Six Flags.
Absolutely. And so Six Flags, I have a feeling, is something you want to talk about as well. Let's dig into it, because I know they're always innovating, always coming up with cool new stuff.
Always pushing the envelope. And if you are a DC comic fan, and so many people are of all ages, Six Flags is now the largest DC Universe themed area in an amusement park in the country. Go big or go home, right? So you're going to see all your favorite superheroes, all your favorite supervillains, but 4 new great rides to experience there. There's Shazam, Tower of Eternity, which is a family-friendly drop ride. There is the one.
It's not family friendly for me. I'll be watching from the bottom. And it takes a little adrenaline to get into that.
It does. But I think you can do it, Rosie. I have faith in you. We saw a train there a minute ago, which is the Metropolis Transit Express, going all through the new area as well. And of course, Cyber Revolution, which is one of those mechanical arm rides where the arms sort of cross over each other. So that's very exciting too. You see a little Superman right there. So all the superheroes are welcome.
Wow. Okay. And then I will just say La Cantera. There's shops at La Cantera right around the corner. They've got a lot of great food, and so if you've done a whole day at visiting Six Flags, you can stop by and do a little shopping on your way out.
You can. They sent me to tell you thank you for your business, and they want you back. I think you're an honorary guest there.
They've taken some good money off of me. Okay, I want to hear just real quickly, if we can, some food must-dos while we've got you.
You bet.
And that includes the zoo. We're not eating the animals, but they've got some cool offerings.
It all crosses over. The 7 Food Sea Festival is coming up at SeaWorld. I want to mention that. We want to mention Morgan's Wonderland, the first ultra-accessible theme park in the world is in San Antonio. But food is going crazy. We're seeing here, actually not related to food, but the World Heritage Cultural Center. Rosie, this just opened last month, and it is a wonderful tribute to a place to start to explore the Spanish colonial missions, not only the Alamo, but the other 4 missions as well. So what's exciting too, that's very close to downtown, as is the San Antonio Zoo, which the Naylor Savannah, there's the opening of it there, just opened. This is the largest expansion, if you can imagine, in the 110-year history of the San Antonio
Zoo is a big zoo, y'all.
It's a big zoo. It's right on the cusp of downtown. and is consistently named the top zoo in Texas. Well, for good reason, but talk about new. The Naylor Savannah doubles the space for the giraffes, triples the space for the zebras and for the rhinos. But guess what? Just last week, they announced this wonderful place, the Consafari, that you can take an African-themed cruise through the Naylor Savannah, but you're looking here at Spec Boom Lodge. You can stay in the zoo. You can overnight with the giraffes.
Look at how beautiful.
Oh, it's so beautiful, family-friendly, but kind of luxe, too. And you can see outside with those beautiful windows. You're right up close with the giraffes, which is fantastic. Consafari, you jump in that African-themed Jeep and go on the safari ride through there. So lots to do at the San Antonio Zoo.
Wow, so many things going on. Where can we learn more, Dee Dee?
You know, the best place to start your spring getaway is at visitsanantonio.com.
You have told me I'm going to go write some of these things down and make a little trip out of it. I love it. Dee Dee, thank you so much for your time.
Pleasure being on.
All right, guys, learn more at visitsanantonio.com. The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by Visit San Antonio. The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by Infinite Recovery. Infinite Recovery provides comprehensive care for addiction and mental health concerns. They offer tailored services to address both substance use disorders and mental health diagnoses. Executive Director Robin Lindeman and Medical Director Carlos Tirado are here to tell us more. We're happy to have them both in the studio. And Robin, we're going to start with you. Let's talk about what Infinite Recovery provides.
Infinite Recovery was founded in 2014. And it was founded by our owner and CEO, who's still CEO today. And he kept going through treatment, and he did not have high accountability sober living in Austin for young men. So what he decided to do was open up a sober living home. Since 2014, we have grown from a single outpatient group to a 45-bed detox facility in Cedar Park, which is licensed for 120 outpatient slots. And we're licensed in Buda for residential, and we have 80 beds there and 120 outpatient slots, and then 6 sober homes around the greater Austin area. And Infinite Recovery, what we do is we provide comprehensive treatment for mental health and substance use disorders.
That's wonderful. Okay, Dr. Tirado, I want to ask about how you address both mental health and addiction simultaneously, because they're both really big bears, for lack of a better term.
Yeah, thanks, Rosie, for having us. That was a great question. You know, a lot of times people believe that you can only do one thing or the other, right? You know, but you really can kind of walk and chew gum when you're trying to treat addiction and mental health problems. In fact, most of the time people need to have both conditions addressed because one typically feeds the other.
Right.
So for example, say a person gets into a depressive phase, they might be more likely to crave alcohol to kind of help them sleep or help them overcome some negative moods.
Robin, I want to hear about how someone can start the process of getting help for themselves. Maybe they've reached that point where they say, okay, it's time, I need to reach out for help. Or, you know, a loved one in someone's life.
Absolutely. The disease of addiction is very isolating. There's a lot of guilt. There's a lot of shame attached to it. So picking up the phone and making that first call can be very, very difficult. Our admissions team is trained to remove barriers that can include short-term disability issues with work, FMLA, HR issues, and really what we're trying to do is work with the client and work with the loved one together as a comprehensive treatment plan.
You all work so well with people to help overcome all of those barriers to getting people in treatment so that, you know, they can really get started.
I think it is wonderful what you both do. Thank you so much for your time today.
You bet.
To learn more about the admissions process and program options, go to infiniterecovery.com. The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by Infinite Recovery. Welcome back, everybody. There's an upcoming event at Peace Park that you don't want to miss. The Rise Freedom Communities Festival is this weekend, and it celebrates the history of Austin's Black freedom communities. Allison Johnson from Peace Park and Fumi Agunro, founder of Art is Cool, a very cool name, are joining us to tell us more. Y'all, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Lovely to have you both here. And Allison, we featured you before because we love Peace Park, just down the road here from us at KXAN. Why don't you tell us about why Peace wanted to host this event?
Okay, great. This year actually marks 150 years since the first 24 acres of Pease Park was donated to the city of Austin. So it's a great year for us to not just talk about the history of Pease Park, but to talk about important history of Austin.
Love that.
This Rise Freedom Communities Festival really allows us to do that. So it allows us to share some of the Black Freedom Communities history that took place in Austin near Pease Park. And we're really looking forward to this event this Saturday.
Absolutely, and I'm going to ask from both of you to jump into this question, but just what can attendees expect, especially from like the Pease Park side of things? Is it free, for example? Can we just walk up? What does parking look like? Is it all ages? That sort of thing.
Yeah, it is a free event. It's from 5 o'clock to 9 o'clock. It's going to be a great learning event with great food from food vendors like Mama Jambalaya will be there, and Big Maine Barbecue, and Soul Pop Popcorn will be there. The event's going to feature a panel discussion and a documentary excerpt, filming screening on the Great Lawn. So it is family friendly, but it's going to be a great learning event for
She
anyone
gave me
who
a beautiful
comes.
transition there for me because that documentary that we're talking about was made by you, and it's called Rise. Why don't you talk to me a little bit about it?
Okay, so yes, we are so excited to show a excerpt or a sample from the documentary Rise. Rise is this beautiful documentary that tells the story of Austin's Black freedom communities. And what we do is we track down descendants of different communities here in Austin and tell their story. But let me tell you what freedom communities are, just in case some people might be confused.
Please, yes, thank you.
Yeah, so freedom communities are communities that came together after 1865, after emancipation, and Black people built communities all over Austin. So we even right here where we're located now was a freedom community called Wheatville, which was near UT. And so Black people built these communities from scratch. They built churches and schools, and the churches were really a cornerstone of the community. So in the documentary, we talk about that history. We reach out to different descendants from those communities, and we talk about their life and their ancestors' lives and what they know about their ancestors, the oral traditions that were passed down. And you know, something that I found very fascinating while I was working on this documentary is the fact that the Black population during the 1870s, 1880s, according to U.S. Census records, was over 35% in Austin, in this Travis County area. And right now, the Black population in Austin is hovering between 6 and 7%. Whoa. So it's a drastic difference. And in the documentary, we talk about some of the reasons why the population decreased. But most of the documentary is really about descendants, Black joy, building communities, and just focusing on the past and how it can help the present.
It's so fascinating that someone whose ancestor might have been part of a freedom community in the 1870s would still be living here in Austin today. And as you mentioned, the oral tradition of passing down some of these stories, it kind of gives me shivers. That's really cool. What are you hoping people walk away with after they see, you know, your documentary in total, or even just the excerpt that we're going to have at the event?
I really want people to just learn the history tied to Austin as it relates to the Black community and their contributions to the city. I'm a native Austinite, and although I spent a lot of time in East Austin, which during that time had a large Black population, I didn't know the history of freedom communities. And as a young child, I never questioned why Black people were centered in East Austin. I didn't know that there were freedom communities at one point all over Austin, in Pflugerville, you know, outside of Austin.
I'm surprised too. This is the first time I'm ever hearing it.
And so I really want people to learn from the film. I want them to learn that history. We're also going to have descendants featured on the panel at the event where we'll ask them questions. And I want people to, you know, encourage the audience to ask questions and just really soak up this history.
Absolutely. I think people are going to walk away learning something new, even if they knew already about the freedom communities. I also want to ask about your company, Art is Cool. I told you I love the name. So simple, so straightforward. What is it that you do with that company?
So Art is Cool is a video production company. We also take photography. So we produce projects for people. So if you have a company and you need a video done to promote a product or promote your business, we can do that. And then we also work on our own projects and our own original stories, which includes the Rise feature-length documentary.
So exciting. I'm sure Rise isn't the last documentary I'm going to see from. She's already shaking her head. You're going to see more from me. Exactly. Okay. Allison, you guys have a couple other cool things coming up. I'm just real quickly going to mention Squirrel Fest. Can you tell me about that?
Squirrel Fest is right on the tail of this event on April 12th.
That's a good joke.
Yeah, it's on Saturday, April 12th. It starts at 4 p.m. And as it has for the last few years, it features all sorts of fun activities throughout the afternoon and ends with a movie on the lawn. This year we're showing The Wild Robot.
Oh,
so it should
yeah.
be fun.
That's a really sweet movie. Okay.
Yeah.
And just real quickly for Juneteenth, you're going to be back at Peace Park, Fumi, right? So in our last 10 seconds, can you just give me a quick snippet?
So yes, we're happy to partner with Peace Park Conservancy for our 3rd annual Juneteenth celebration. Save the date, Saturday, June 7th.
Okay.
More details to come.
More details to come. She's giving us a little cliffhanger to work with. All right, y'all. I appreciate your time. Thank you both so much.
Thank you.
All right. This fun and educational festival we've been talking about is free, y'all, but pre-registration is requested. They want to know you're coming. You can learn more and keep up with all upcoming events through their website, peacepark.org. And you have an opportunity to help this local nonprofit at its largest annual fundraiser, the Share the Love Gala. Board member Amanda Bonilla is here to tell us more. Always nice to have a friend in the studio. Amanda, good morning.
Good morning. So nice to see you, Rosie.
Good to see you too, and
Yes.
looking very sharp in your cowgirl hat. We'll talk about that in just a moment.
Yes.
Could you tell us a little bit more about the gala?
So the gala, Manos de Cristo Share the Love Gala, is actually called Boots, Bling, and Black Tie. So we are so excited. Everyone is going to be wearing their cowboy boots, their cowboy gear. It's going to be on April the 5th at Fairmont Austin. Of course, we are so fortunate to the Fairmont Austin for always helping us host this wonderful event. So we're so excited. It's our largest annual fundraiser, and it's just amazing to be there and to actually wear our cowboy boots and our cowboy hats. So we hope to see everyone come out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And all that great cowboy stuff that I know everybody owns because you live down here in Texas, you can pull it out of the closet.
Right, exactly. We've got it all.
Throw on a little rhinestone earring and call it a day. Here we go. You're really excited as well about your MC for the evening. She's one of our own.
Yes, we're so thrilled to have Cake Sands' own Sally Hernandez. She is going to be our MC, and this will be her 2nd year MCing our event. So we hope to see Sally out there in her finest Western wear.
And out there having a great time and raising a lot of money because, of course, Manos de Cristo, a local nonprofit. I always really want people to know that because it's incredible the work that you do here in the Central Texas community.
Yes.
Can you talk to us a little bit about the mission?
So Manos de Cristo was founded in 1988 by Central Texans for Central Texans. And what we want to do is help the community empower, grow, and thrive and stay healthy. We provide affordable dental services. We also have a clothing closet, an emergency food pantry. We also have educational classes, which of course are U.S. citizenship classes, English as a second language classes, and computer literacy, which is so important.
Especially the older we get, the less spongy my brain is. Those computer literacy classes are so important in today's age.
Absolutely, and getting the community involved in helping our neighbors is so important, and it makes our community just better.
Absolutely, and you've helped over 30,000 people, which is a big number.
It's a huge number.
If I had, I would say hats off to you. But speaking of the gala, just one more time, how can we get involved? Because I know tickets are still available, right?
Tickets and sponsorships are still available, so we want you to go to sharethelovegala.com. You'll find out more information. Also get social with us. Go to Manos ATX on Instagram and Facebook. You will find out about all the wonderful things we are doing to help empower the community and to help the community stay healthy and thrive.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And I think if, even if you can't afford to donate, even if you can't make it to the event, even just sharing on social media gets the word out.
Sharing on social media, even volunteering is so important to help our community and help our local neighbors, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for what it is you do, Amanda. Good to see you.
Thank you so much, Rosie.
All right, you can visit sharethelovegala.com for details on sponsorship opportunities and individual tickets. We can't wait to see you there in your Western gear. The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by Manos de Cristo. Welcome back, folks. It's Mental Health Monday, and today we're chatting with Dr. Jessica Tranquina, the founder of Generator Athlete Lab right here in Austin. She's a firecracker. She's going to tell us about some of her tips for keeping your mental health boosted. I'm so happy to have you, Dr. Jessica.
I'm so glad to be here. Good morning.
All right, let's talk a little bit about your business first and foremost, just kind of what it is you do.
We own Generator Athlete Lab at Seahome in downtown Austin. We have 3 pillars. A science-backed recovery protocol including sauna, contrast tubs, hot and cold plunge pools, Normatec compression, lymphatic compression, vibration red light therapy. We have another pillar of semi-private small group training and therapeutic results-driven massage.
Okay, so it sounds like you're taking kind of more of a holistic approach because this isn't just a gym where you go, you get on the treadmill and you walk back out. Maybe you can, but you guys are trying to be a little bit more like, hey, let's take care of the whole body.
Thank you for saying that. Yes, I've lived a life of knowing my mission in life is to heal people and help people. So I've always wanted to be a physical therapist since the age of 12. And I would see clients, I think, how can I help them more? And this is how I figured it out. We create a space of other healers and modalities where people can come and heal themselves and get treated. So that's exactly right. It's a scientific approach, but very approachable for the masses, and it's very thoughtfully created. Thank you for noticing.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah.
Okay, we talked before we went on air about the things that are just filling your brain, because when we talk scientific backed approach, you are reading scientific articles all the time. You are staying up to date with everything that's new, kind of in the fitness, health, wellness realm. Let's talk about some of the things that you shared with me that people may not know, like this might be a hack for you in the healthy way that you never knew about before today. And the first one is 20 minutes.
Yes. Thank you for touching on that. And besides being such a geek when looking up scientific research, I love trial and error. I love trial and error. So these are things I've tried and my clients have tried. Gretchen Reynolds, the physical education New York Times health columnist, wrote for the New York Times for years and years as a contributor and all different kinds of other publications. She wrote a book called The First 20 Minutes, and it's a super quick read. I have my clients read it. It's amazing. Filled with a lot of data of research she's looked into, and it's all research-based. 20 minutes, here is what I tell my clients. If you're going to learn anything from this book, move every 20 minutes. 20 minutes. At the 20-minute mark, things start deoxygenating and they shut down and they get slower. Our brain, our gut, even our heart rate, our heart rate could go up if we're feeling stressed, which is not good. So concurrent to the brain slowing down and the gut slowing down and the digestion slowing down, we could be also stressed. So in 20 minutes, I have people set a timer. When the 20-minute buzz goes off, even the act of getting up, taking a deep breath, reoxygenating all the tissues of the body. I love box breathing where you hold it at the top, slowly let it out, hold it at the bottom. You can take a little walk, do a little stretch, but honestly, just getting out of the sitting motion or just seated and focused at the 20-minute mark is one big hack. It's just an easy one too.
Such an easy one, and there are so many of us that don't feel like we're at where we want to be fitness-wise. So the fact that like you could just stand up every 20 minutes and already you're helping yourself is amazing. Okay, I'm going to try and say all these words correctly. Anterior mid-cingulate cortex. It's a very long term that she taught me off camera. But this also has something to do with a very small change. Force yourself to do something you don't really want to do.
Yes. Have you ever met that 90-year-old and you're like, man, she is sharp.
Yeah, I want to be like her.
I want to be like her. She has a large anterior mid-cingulate cortex. So it's been linked, this portion of the brain, when enlarged, has been linked to these elderly people that you're like, that's the sharpest person I've ever met. How do we get ours larger? It's a quick hack. Do something healthy that you don't want to do.
Okay, so you're saying it doesn't work if you're a runner and you love running.
That's right. Doesn't work. If you're a runner and you hate weightlifting and you go weightlift because you're jumping over that barrier of doing something that you don't want to do, but it's really healthy, you're fighting the I don't want to do it, you become more resilient and you actually stretch and strain, and which in a good way increases the size of that portion of the brain. You've heard a lot of great things about cold water therapy, cold showers, ice baths, cold plunges. You don't want to do it. Just the fact of getting into a cold plunge or a cold shower, you've increased the size of that portion of your brain.
So it's not even doing the action, it's forcing yourself to do the action, which is crazy. We're in our last minute here, so I want to make sure we actually touch on the cold water. 5 minutes, right?
Yes, you know, there are tons of research, you've seen it all. A recent one came out of a group of self-identified depressed people. They put them in cold water for 5 minutes, just neck deep, not even all the way under, just this group went neck deep. Not only did they come out subjectively feeling less distressed, happier, proud of themselves, but what the researchers found was the connectivity in the brain, those areas of the brain that control self-regulation and mood, were actually talking.
I can't believe we have to leave it here. We'll have to have you back, Dr. Jess. Thank you so much. Learn more about Dr. Jess's work and how you can get involved at GeneratorAthleteLab.com. The spring temperatures are starting to mean more time spent outdoors and on the go. Karen Fursell and Jacob Palmer are standing by with products to have you prepared anywhere at the best prices and this week's epic discounts from consumer resource bestreviews.com.
Hi, I'm Karen Fursell.
And I'm Jacob Palmer from bestreviews.com.
Be sure to take out your phone and scan that QR code and get ready to scan, shop, and save. We're talking about bestsellers today. Some of them are my favorites. This is the Owala water bottle. It's all over my house. My teenagers love it.
So Owala is a name that really recently hit the scene, but it seems like it's absolutely everywhere. And the reason why this is here today is because it makes drinking water so much easier. You know, a lot of the times I think people are kind of intimidated by how much they're supposed to drink in terms of water a day. And this makes it so much easier because it's got cool features that I don't think a lot of their competitors have thought of before, and it comes in at a great price point.
Absolutely, and I really love the colorways, so it's a hit for the teenagers and adults alike. All right, next is a beauty bundle, some of my favorite by Hero. This is their Mighty Patch, which is great for acne, and this is their Retinol Balm, which is it's a huge bestseller.
And what we love about it is that it is extremely popular. This bundle that we're showing today has sold more than 100,000 units in the last month, so make sure that when that QR code is up there, you get your own, because it does make a difference in terms of people's day-to-day life.
Yeah, and everyone loves really those pimple patches. They make a huge difference, and retinol is a huge ingredient right now in the beauty category, so I love both. All right, next is by Tapo, and this is a home security system. I feel like everyone is sort of putting cameras in and around their homes.
And they're popular all over the place. You know, dash cams right now is another really popular one because people want to make sure that they're protecting their stuff. And so this is great for your home, especially if you want to be able to maybe track your pet while you're at work. And this is a great product because it comes in at such a fair price. You get 4 different cameras to make sure that you've got every corner covered.
Absolutely. All right, and finally by Carhartt, a great brand, really kind of industry standard. And this is their insulated lunchbox.
Yeah, and this is a brand that used to be pretty isolated and contained to folks that, you know, were perfect for the job site and things like that. Now it's just basically for everybody, but this is still perfect for the job site because it has great insulated technology in it, so it's perfect for that lunchbox, but it's also great for the weekend as well, you know, if you want to be able to use it for a cooler.
Absolutely. Well, let's take a look at all 4 products, which are definitely bestsellers. Take out your phone, scan that QR code, and get ready to scan, shop, and save.
Best Reviews is owned by our parent company, Nexstar. You can find more on the products mentioned and where to buy them by going to our website, kxan.com, and clicking on the Marketplace tab. The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored on behalf of Sprouts Farmers Market by Tips on TV.
March, did you know, is National Nutrition Month, and the theme this year is how food connects us. Joining us today is nutritionist and New York Times bestselling author Frances Largeman Roth, who's teaming up with Sprouts Farmers Market to share some timely tips for healthier eating. I'll put my hand up, I need these. Frances is a mama of 4 and one of the top nutrition experts in the nation. She writes and creates recipes for many top health publications. She also makes regular appearances discussing nutrition on network TV shows. She's been a judge for Food Network Challenge, which is impressive, and the James Beard Awards as well. So we're really grateful to have some of her time this morning. Frances, hello.
Thanks so much for having me, Rosie.
Of course. Frances, why is it important to recognize something like National Nutrition Month?
Well, in my books, including Eating in Color and on Instagram, I share about how food affects really every aspect of our life, from nutrition and sleep to overall wellness. And this year's National Nutrition Month theme is Food Connects Us. So I'm highlighting how meals bring us together, family dinners, cultural traditions, or just sharing a healthy snack with friends, understanding how nutrition affects our health and building habits that support long-term wellness.
Long-term wellness. I love to hear it. And when you talk about color, every once in a while, Frances, I look at my plate and I say, everything here is beige.
Right.
And so I know I need to be doing better. What's an easy thing everyone can do to improve their nutrition?
Okay, the easiest thing that we can all do is add fresh, whole foods to each meal. So I'm talking about those vibrant and colorful fruits, the nutrient-packed veggies, and quality proteins. And this spring you can discover unique healthy items and peak season produce at Sprouts Farmers Market. Shopping in season is a great way to get the freshest options like asparagus and citrus fruits in the springtime.
Lovely. Okay. Why should, pardon me, what is an easy thing? Pardon me, Frances, I've got my eyeballs confused. Why should we consider eating organic when shopping and cooking? Because sometimes I look at it and I think, well, you know, it's a little bit more expensive than I'd like. Is it really worth it?
It's a long-term investment, and you know, going organic is a great way to reduce your exposure to synthetic pesticides and GMOs, and the food often has a higher nutritional value as well. It's also a great way to take care of the planet, helping to preserve soil and water resources. And at Sprouts Farmers Market, it's easier than ever to make the switch. Just start by swapping a few staples like organic milk, coffee, or fresh produce.
Okay, good to know. What are some of your favorite recipes, Frances?
I am all about easy because I have those 4 kiddos. So I love the sheet pan primavera, salmon primavera. It's so good. Everything is on here. You know, it's one and done, which we love. And then if you're looking to cut carbs, the keto cauliflower rice taco bowl is a great one. It's really delicious, great for taco night. And for those days where it's still a little chilly, my go-to is the green goddess tortellini soup.
Ooh, yeah, that sounds really good. All right, any other tips that can help people make healthier choices, Frances?
Yeah, well, shopping at Sprouts is always a fun and friendly shopping experience. They have something for everyone, no matter what your dietary needs are. And right now they are celebrating Lemon Fest, which I love because I am a fan of everything lemon, and they have so many fun and zesty products right now. But you have to go in there now because those products are only going to be in there in the store for a short while.
Yeah, because I just found out, this was news to me, that citrus is in season right now, right? Stuff like lemons.
Yes, and you can get all the lemon you want.
Sounds good to me, Frances. Where can we go for more information today?
For more information and recipes, go to sprouts.com.
Sounds good. We appreciate your time today. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored on behalf of Sprouts Farmers Market by Tips on TV. The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by A Taste of Ireland. St. Patrick's Day, yes, has just passed, but we're keeping the spirit alive with A Taste of Ireland, one of the world's top Irish dance shows, happening Saturday, April 5th at the Long Center. Accomplished performers Brittany Pym and Kian Walsh are here to tell us more, and we're so happy to have them. Y'all, good morning.
Morning. Thanks for having us.
Of course. All right, Kian, we're starting with you. Tell us about A Taste of Ireland and what audiences can expect.
So A Taste of Ireland is a live music and dance production, and it basically transports the audience on a journey through Ireland's most tumultuous history. starting off with its creation through to the Vikings coming over, the famine, the Easter Rising, right up to modern day Ireland, and it's very educational on the history of Ireland.
Brittany, you guys have toured all over the world, and in fact, you guys are from all over the world.
Yes.
How has the reception been here in the United States? Especially, I'm thinking about the fact that we have so many people with Irish history.
Yeah, exactly. The American audiences are unreal. They like get really into it. I think like everyone kind of has a bit of Irish in them or is very connected. They either are Irish or love the Irish. I mean, everyone kind of celebrates St. Patrick's Day anyway.
That's right, girl.
Everyone gets very into it. So the audiences are like amazing here.
Oh, I love to hear that. And I'm glad that we're giving you a warm reception. And I know that we're going to make Austin proud on Saturday when you guys perform. But I want to talk about the fact that Irish dancing is pretty darn physical. It's tough. You guys are really in shape. So Kian, if you wouldn't mind, talk to us a little bit more about the art of Irish dancing, and then Brittany, I'm going to ask you a little bit more about how you guys stay so darn fit. Yeah. So Kian, if you would.
Yeah, so it's definitely changed through the years. Back obviously 100 odd years ago when it started, people used to meet at the crossroads and they'd dance like Cayley dancing in their soft shoes, which is like groups of 4 or 6 or 8 would meet at the crossroads and they'd just dance and have fun with it. And obviously it's evolved now in the last 20 to 30 years. Not even more so in like Europe, America, everywhere else. It's not just in Ireland where it's such a big thing. It's so big.
And Brittany, if you wouldn't mind talking to us about how you guys, you're traveling all over, but how you stay so fit.
Yeah, well, we have a really intensive rehearsal period at the very beginning of a tour. And then, so that gets us very show ready. And then on the road, it's kind of a lot of recovery, I would say. A lot of stretching, foam rolling, massage guns, icing after the show. So it's more about looking after your body.
Can you just talk to me a little bit about where we can learn more? Because tickets are still available, right?
Yeah, you can get your tickets at atasteofirelandshow.com. And you can learn all about the show and definitely grab your tickets because the show's coming up soon and we can't wait.
Thank you both so much.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Don't miss your chance to see these performers and many others live on stage at A Taste of Ireland, the Irish music and dance sensation. Get your tickets right now at atasteofirelandshow.com. Sláinte. The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by A Taste of Ireland. Hey, we are happy to be able to offer you some help if you're out there searching for jobs. KXAN has partnered with ZipRecruiter to help you find thousands of job openings in Austin and around the country. Just go to kxan.com/jobs where you can search thousands of new postings every single day. Check it out right now and get started on the path to your next career.